Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome to Stellaris Utopia. This will be a let's play of the new expansion that's just been released on Steam today. And just as we start this, I'm going to let you know that I have almost had no hours even in the original game. I haven't even played the expansion. I haven't even started it. I'm going to start it with you guys now. The original game I played when it was released, I don't know, a few hours. I really didn't play a lot of it. So I'm not I shouldn't be considered an expert. So I'm going to learn the game and especially the expansion with you guys. Okay. So I've kind of looked through the kind of main races. I'm not going to create a new or a custom race. I don't know enough about all of these, all of the various features and things that's going on. So I don't know enough about it to set up my own race and do something. We might do something like that in future. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at some of the kind of features of, well, why we play these kind of games, right? This is an empire building, expansionist, militaristic type of game in general. The expansion has some, it says it's got some interesting new features with regards to how the slavery mechanics work and so on. So what I thought is what we'll do is we won't go for kind of, well, I'm not sure. This is probably pretty standard if you're playing this game, but we're not going to go for a peaceful or a well, diplomatic route or a cultural route or any kind of those kind of things. What we're going to do is we're going to be expansionist like crazy, we're going to be militaristic like crazy, we're going to be fanatic like crazy, and I'm pretty sure we're going to enjoy using, I mean, we're going to do some proper slavery in this game. So if I look at the kind of the races as they kind of the pre-set up races, I'm thinking the Tsin Empire is what I'm after. Imperial, so we don't have to worry about elections or anything in that regard. We're authoritarian, so we get some great benefits there. So it's a caste system and cannot use diplomat. That's fine. Can displace aliens, which seems like the kind of thing we're doing. Fanatic militarist. This is exactly what we're gonna be. We're gonna be aggressive and expand. Well, I'm hoping we're gonna be able to be aggressive, but we'll do it exactly. A police state, no problem with that kind of thing. Slavers guild, so we've got some benefits in terms of when we do actually use slavery. Our kind of reptilian, we're a reptilian kind of being, or a reptilian, alien being. We're strong, which is great for military, which is awesome. That's what we want to do. Talented, leader skills +1, which is great. Rapid breeders, so that means that this is great for expansionists. So it means we'll be able to really go and populate our own people as far as we go. The only problem we have is our habitability is -10. So I think, as I recall from playing this, I mean, months and months ago when it was first released, is that means it's more difficult for us to settle on planets that's not generally our native type of planet. Okay, so from here we can see that our native world is a desert world, and so we will easily expand onto desert planets, but not so easily on like what are probably ocean planets or even tropical planets or jungle planets or things like that. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure what the details are. Okay, so our technologies, we use mass drivers as our primary weapons, which seems okay. I'm not sure what the details are with regards to the various weapons, what's strongest, what's not. We're using warp travel, which I think is a pretty easy way to travel around. So the three ways of space travel, I think, in this game, and I could be wrong, I haven't played this in a while, is warp travel, which is the very basic one, where you have an actual engine in your ship that allows you to travel at kind of light speed to get from one place to another. The next one, I believe, is wormholes. Wormholes, which means that you have to kind of map out certain wormhole routes through the galaxy, and that's a little bit more difficult to achieve because you don't generally, I mean, you can't necessarily choose the path you want to use. You might end up having to go through a system that's hostile and things like that. So that's not as easy. So that's wormhole. Some other nations have got that. And then the other one is hyperspace travel. And I think this means you have to build like hyperspace gates at every certain distance and then move along from there. Which means you effectively have to build some infrastructure as you go in order to be able to travel far distances. So warp travel kind of, I think, gives you the most flexibility because your technology is actually built into your ship. This is just a reptilian ship, just how it's going to look. So this is pretty much our starting setup. So let's get started. Okay, our galaxy size, I think I'm going to stick with like medium. Let's stick with medium. Let's do all kind of standard things. A elliptical galaxy. What else do we have? Spiral. Should we do a spiral with some arms? This game is not eligible for achievements. Why not? Oh, Iron Man mode. No, well, fair enough. Let's do. I'm just worried this might block us in or something. Let's do a spiral with 2 arms and see how that goes. AI empires will do like 8 just to give us a little bit more room, but that's about it. Advanced AI stars. We still have. I think we still have. Should we go back up again? No. I think 8 should be fine. Advanced AI stars. So what is this? This controls how many of the regular AI empires will start with an initial advantage in resources, technology, and population. They do not gain any additional bonuses besides a stronger starting position. This setting does not affect fallen empires. Max fallen empires is 2, so that's like advanced AI stars is 3, max fallen empires is 2. And a fallen empire, this controls the maximum number of fallen empires that are allowed to spawn in the galaxy. Fallen empires are ancient precursor civilizations that start with advanced technology and powerful fleets, but are not allowed to expand or build new ships. Interesting. I have played so little of this game that I don't even think I have come across a fallen empire. Okay, habitable worlds. This is a modifier on the chance of a planet in the Goldilocks zone of a solar system being habitable. The higher this is, the more habitable worlds the galaxy will contain overall. Let's leave it at 1. I don't want this to be like too easy. Kind of be able to expand within our first 3 stars or something like that. AI aggressiveness, I'm just going to leave this at normal for now. I don't want to be run over, especially if I haven't got some experience in the game. Difficulty, normal. I think we're going to start with that. Allowed FTL method, any empire placement. This controls whether empires should spawn in clusters or randomly placed across the galaxy. Clusters, random. Let's do clusters. Let's see. Advanced neighbors. This controls whether empires with advanced AI starts are permitted to spawn near a player. Having this on may result in less than the specified number of advanced starts being generated. Not sure I'm wanting to be wanting to change that. That's fine as is, default. Endgame crisis. This controls whether endgame crises allowed to appear in your game. No idea what that is. Like I said, I haven't even finished a game of this. Iron Man mode, console cheats disable, and the game is automatically saved regularly to a single file. In games, people will, with this setting, there's no turning back. I'm not going to do this, and this is mainly to kind of be able to save after each episode and be able to kind of re-record if required. Okay, so I think that's just it. I'm just pretty much standard setup, medium galaxy and spiral, and that's pretty much what I've changed. Oh, I kind of reduced the AI empires by 1. Let's get started. So this is a Paradox game. I must say I am quite intrigued by Paradox, or I love their games. They're really intriguing, they're challenging, got a massive learning curve, but once you've mastered them, they've got so much replayability. It's just so challenging. It's what I like in a game. Okay, let's have a look. The Tsin Empire government, we're a despotic empire, which basically means we do not do any. We do not do. Hang on. Maybe okay. Let's read this first. We do not have any elections or anything like that. The ruler's name is Shajija, I think. Species is Tsin. We've got warp travel. Our capital is Tsinia. We've got our ethics is authoritarian and militaristic, and we've got a number of traits. We've got a desert preference, non-adaptive. We're rapid breeders. We're talented and we're strong. Okay, in the eons since the first primitive Tsin communities took shape, amid the great dune seas of Tsinia, our civilization has spread and prospered. The early chaotic periods of our history saw many nation-states vying with each other for power, until we were at last united under the strongest of these. Only when guided by a single vision could we reach our full potential, and an era of stability and scientific progress followed. Now, after the successful creation of several experimental subspace fields, the finest minds of Tsin Empire have finished development of the first warp drives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp, and that's how we are going to make a start.
I am Via, a prototype synthetic intelligence, and your
Okay, what I'm gonna do.
with advice and counsel as you lead our empire into the great unknown.
I'm thinking, I'm not a big fan of in-game tutorials, but what I am thinking is since I haven't played this, you might have played this. Since I haven't played this, I might actually leave. No, I'm not going to do the full tutorial. I'm going to leave the tips only, and then we're going to see how it goes. If I struggle too much, you'll obviously comment and say I'm doing things wrong, and please feel free to do so. So I'm going to put it on to tips only.
Well, I will provide tips explaining only basic functions and tools as you explore them.
Okay, good to know. Okay, what I'm going to do, first things first, I'm going to go to the settings and I'm just going to put the music volumes down. Music volume especially. There we go. I'm going to just take it off completely. Okay, actually the master volume by itself can stay where it is. It's just the music that we need to get rid of. And now you guys can probably hear me better, and we can go ahead. All the others are okay. Let's apply. And well, yes, let's quickly save the game. I'll just do that for now, and I'll change that later. So let's resume. Okay, so what do we have? And okay, so this is our home world
and the capital of our empire. The planet's summary screen, which we are currently looking at, provides an overview of the planet's important statistics.
Okay, so looking at our world, we've got a population 8 from 12. This is a desert world. It's got obviously 100% adaptability for us. We've got plenty of food supply. We produce 14.3 and consume 8 because we've got an 8 population. So we've got plenty of surplus. Okay, the planet size is 18, so that's pretty huge. So that means we can grow this size pretty much. We can grow this planet a fair bit as long as we keep producing enough food. There's no unrest, which is okay. So our resource output is, we've got some energy credits, some physics research, we've got 0 influence, we've got some society research, we've got some minerals, and we've got some engineering research. We have, so these are basically all of those things. So we've got a planet governor and no active edicts.
Here we see a visual representation of this planet's surface, divided into tiles. This tab is only visible on colonies and surveyed worlds that are habitable. Each pop occupies a single tile, which means that there can never be more pops on a planet than there are free tiles.
Okay, so that gives you a bit of a rundown of what's going on here, but in essence it means These are tiles, and we can build things on these tiles. And for certain things, like with this kind of chevron-y kind of background over here, it means that it's an industrial wasteland. So it means we need to kind of research something to be able to unlock this somehow. So there, we can't build anything there. On the open tiles, we can build things there, but we can also grow our population into those areas. So you can see that over here we've got like a mining network. What is that? That's a power plant. Planetary administration, so that means this is our capital, and our planet capital at least. Hydroponics farms, more research lab, mining network, and more power plants. So and these guys basically work them. Okay, aha. So the interesting thing, we can immediately see that we've got our people and we've got slaves, and that reduces the happiness of them. Of course it does. Okay, so that's basically it. I think we'll as we progress, we'll get to know about this a bit more. But basically, our next pop will kind of appear somewhere here. This is our capital world. Planet border extrusion is plus 50%. Governing ethics attraction plus 100%. Okay,
this
fine.
Is where we manage all ground forces on this planet. The upper portion of this view is divided into 3 sections. The top section represents the orbital space above the planet. The middle section is the atmosphere, and the bottom section is the surface.
Okay, so we've got no fleets. We've got no fleets. The upper portion is the view divided in 3 sections. The top section represents the orbital space above the planet. The middle section, the atmosphere. Okay, so we've got nothing in the atmosphere and nothing in orbit, okay, to defend. We do, however, have like 5 divisions of surface guards, or 5 armies of surface guards, which is fine. I'm not going to be too interested in that at the moment. We've got 4 potential army slots. Guessing we can recruit for some reason. Orbital bombardment, nothing like that for now.
The Spaceport tab is where we view orbiting fleets, build new ships, and upgrade the station itself. If a planet has no spaceport, we can order the construction of one, if we have the necessary resources.
Okay, so now, so this is our spaceport. I'm guessing that's a construction ship. Oh, here's our spaceport. Corvette and science ship. So we really are very limited. We've got very limited stuff going on over here. This is the spaceport, is where we build military ships, construction ships, science ships, and almost most importantly of them all, colony ships, projectile defense modules, and we can add some extra modules as we expand and upgrade the spaceport. So see spaceport upgrade level 2, and then we can add some more stuff in here. These are the 3 ships that we've effectively seen here, and I'm not sure if this is exactly. So this is a battle group, small fleet of 3 corvettes, and that's basically what we've got. Okay, so that is it for our basics. We've got 1 battle group, a desert planet, military fleet, a science ship, a construction ship, and that's about it. What are we saying here? Physics research.
The technology screen is where we will be directing our research efforts. Technologies are categorized into 3 different fields, with each field typically having 3 available research options.
Okay, so let's select some research to start with. Actually, let's not do that right now. Let's forget about research for the moment and have a quick glance around our solar system. Okay, and what we obviously need to do is we need to find out about the rest of the planets. Okay, so I'm guessing
this is our science ship, which is used to survey astronomical objects such as planets in a star system. A planet needs to be surveyed in order to make its resources visible.
Okay, so this is our science ship, and what we're going to do is we're going to use this ship to start surveying basically the planets in our solar system, basically in our solar system, and then further afield into the galaxy. Okay, so let's do this, and we'll survey this. We'll survey the system. Let's survey the system. Okay, so that's fine. So I'm just going to automate that and let it survey the system, and then from there we'll decide where we want to go. Okay, so what I will do is, well, let's look into science. So energy storage capacity, it unlocks the fusion reactor, energy storage capacity, power plant 2, and solar panel network. Essentially reduce the operating cost of yes, but I'm wondering energy. Let's what is this small fusion reactor? Oh, this is for shipbuilding. Okay, let's start with that. Let's go for that. So society research unlocks the biolab, and the biolab does what exactly? Produces society research. Okay, propaganda broadcasts. Not sure whether that is too important at the moment. This technology will lead to further advancement in capital buildings and influence gain. Upgrade planetary capitals. Planetary capitals are required for high-level buildings. Monthly influence. Not quite sure what I do with that at the moment, so let's leave that as is. Genome mapping is growth time -10. Mapping the genome of an individual with the sequencing of their DNA opens up for tailored medical treatments and therapies. So that does what? This technology will lead further advancements in biological enhancement and adaptation. Because we've got bad we're non-adaptive in terms of habitability. So let's start with genome mapping, and then engineering facility, and that, what does that? That does engineering research. Powered exoskeletons, that improves our military and our mining abilities, and geothermal geothermal fracking. Storage capacity unlocks mining network 2. We probably would need something like that, and we may even need something like that. So in terms of research, all of this is pretty much level. I don't necessarily think we need to advance this. Let's look at getting our economy up in a better position. Okay, so now our research is up and running. What else do we have over here? Government.
The screen presents us with information regarding our empire and its government. Here we can see our ruler and any related effects.
Okay. And the ruler has no heir at the moment, and I don't think we're planning on reforming at the moment. We'll just keep all of this in place.
In the contact screen, we see a detailed list of all the various empires we have encountered. Their opinions of us are visible at a glance, and we can quickly and easily engage in diplomacy.
Okay, so this is basically our diplomacy screen. Now, we haven't met anyone yet. Obviously, we haven't done anything.
The situation log displays a list of all currently available special projects and various other points of interest. New items will likely appear as we begin exploring the galaxy.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on this one. This is the research tab, which we've just done. Oh, and we've got some kind of experts in these fields, and they've got some research speed bonuses as well. Okay, and then, wow, there's a lot. Planets and sectors.
The planets and sectors screen provides an overview of all our colonized worlds, their POPs, and resource output. It also allows us to create and manage semi-autonomous sectors, which are vital to administering larger empires.
Okay, yes, I can remember that you can only maintain control over a certain number, and then things start getting inefficient, and so then you have to kind of create sectors with their own governors.
The Policies tab covers government policies, as well as empire-wide edicts, practices that can be enforced by spending some of our influence.
Okay, so our war philosophy is unrestricted war. So that means let's get wars going. Food stockpiling is minimal. Orbital bombardment is full, so we don't mind killing everybody while we do that. So we can change this if we want to maintain some of the native populations for slavery, for instance. Resettlement is allowed, so that means our population units can relocate from one planet to another, and so on. First contact protocol is aggressive. Okay, so when we meet someone, we would automatically be aggressive towards them. Slavery is allowed, and purge, displacement only. Purge pops are unable to work and will ultimately perish, but the process will enrage them as well as, as well as any sympathetic pops. Not sure what displacement does at this point in time. We'll get back to this when we need it.
The faction screen gives an overview of the populace's political leanings. Be aware that shifts in the socio-political climate may give rise to factions. Details on faction sizes, attractiveness to our pops, and how content they are can also be found here.
Okay, so all of these kind of traits, this is our base traits, I'm guessing, our base, who we are, and that starts shifting, especially as we kind of explore the galaxy a bit more and settle in new places with their own kind of ideas.
The Strategic Resources screen catalogues our available strategic resources and their effects.
So, no strategic resources at the moment.
The Species screen lists all types of nominally intelligent beings we have encountered. We can toggle species to display only citizens of our empire or all known denizens of the galaxy.
Okay, so we only know about ourselves at the moment.
The Leaders tab lets us hire, dismiss, and assign idle governors, scientists, admirals, and generals.
Okay, so we've got a lot of scientists, we've got a governor, and we've got nothing else really.
The Tradition screen displays the tradition trees available to our empire. A tradition tree must first be adopted before any traditions within it can be unlocked.
This is interesting. I don't seem to recall this at all from the previous game. So how do we do this? So we've got, that's influence points, is that correct? What is this? Base cost of what? Oh, what is this? Unity. Interesting. So with enough unity we can effectively base cost 8 pop 16. Okay, that's it. So then we can adopt certain traditions. Expansion, we must expand the civilization to new systems and planets or risk eventual extinction. Domination, if we do not impose our will on others, they will inevitably impose theirs on us. So both of these sound like things we want to do. Prosperity, there is no better indicator of success or failure of a star nation than the strength of its economy. Harmony, not few things can match the strength of a content populace working towards a common goal. I don't think that's necessarily where we're leaning towards. Supremacy, the future of this galaxy belongs to those who are strong enough to seize it. So once again, this is the kind of area we want to play in. Diplomacy, I'm not thinking we're going to be too interested in that. The surest way to destroy your enemies is to make them your friends. Fair enough, but I don't think this is our route for this game. And discovery, our curiosity about the universe, is what got us this far, and there is still so much left to discover. Okay, so we might be interested in that, but anyways, ascension perks, I'm guessing that'll fill up. So we're going to definitely start looking at these areas of here: expansion, domination, and supremacy, certainly where we're interested in playing. Expansion planner.
In the expansion planner, we find nearby habitable planets that may present opportunities for colonization. We can build colony ships and issue them orders directly from this screen.
Okay, so we'll probably make use of this screen a fair bit.
All the ships in use within our empire are designed here. New hull sizes and components will be unlocked as we research new technologies.
Okay, so at the moment we've got a lot of like civilian ships, and our only military ship is the Corvette, but we will certainly expand that as we go. Okay, so that I think is pretty much the basics. We've gone through all the menus, we've seen what's happening. We can, let's have a quick look at here. So we're producing 5 energy credits, 11 minerals, 6 food, 2 influence, and 2 unity. Our per turn science generation is 7 physics, 6 society, and 6 engineering. Our strategic resources is 0. That's kind of interesting stuff. That's more like if you're familiar with civilization, that's kind of like your luxury resources, not just that's your luxury resources used to kind of keep your people happy and other benefits like that. Directly controlled colonized systems. We can effectively control 3 colonized systems. We've got 1, and we have a naval capacity of 14 units, and we currently have 3. So we're certainly going to be looking at expanding a lot of this. What is this? That's our home planet.
Military fleets are used to protect our emerging empire from threats, or to expand our glorious rule through force of arms, if we so wish.
Okay, so that's the military tab. This is our science ship. Okay, these are our ships. Oh, this is actually our hotkeys, to be honest. So 1 is our home planet, 2 is our battle group, 3 is our science ship, and 4.
Construction ship, which is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
Okay, and that is pretty much it for all of our basics. Apologies if this first episode was a little bit boring, but I myself needed to get to know what's going on again. And in the next episode, we will get started. I'm ExactChaos. This has been Stellaris Utopia exactly. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you like my content in general, please subscribe so you're notified of the next episode and other series you might be interested in. Thank you. Bye-bye.